Hey guys, welcome back. I'm edcgunner, and today I'm here to show you this beautiful little vintage Longines watch. And this watch is somewhere from the 1960s, and I'm gonna first tell you a little bit about the watch, some of its quirks, some things I like, I don't like about it, and then I'm gonna give you a little nice wrist shot and see how it wears. So yeah, this is a watch I got a couple of weeks ago. I had a really scratched up crystal which I polished. I think you can check that video how I polished it with homemade tools. But overall, I'm happy how it turned out. It's been acrylic plastic crystal. It can be easily buffed out. So it turned out really nicely, and this watch is now ready to wear. I haven't touched any of the metal parts because with vintage watches, it's best to leave them untouched, unpolished. But there's one thing I cannot stand, and it's the scratched up crystal. So yeah, this is a really cool Longines watch with the Arabic numerals from around 60s. The movement was produced from 1966. Well, I don't know up to where, but that's all the age I could determine from this watch based on the movement. This is a 370 Longines movement, which was made and exported to the United States for the license for Wittnauer company. And when you open the case back of this watch, you will see Longines-Wittnauer, and it was basically export model for the United States. And you can see them. They exported movements, and the rest, I presume, case and the rest of the watch was made within our company. So yeah, what I like about this watch are these numerals. And if you know me, you know that edcgunner likes Roman numerals and sticks, but if I'm gonna like these Arabic numerals, they better look like this. They better look like this. And these are, I don't know, are these Breguet numerals, but I like them a lot. And this is just a wonderful piece of Arabic numerals. And I think that all these today's micro brands that are coming up with new brands and new watches should take a look and seek inspiration in watches like this. Watches from good companies back in the days. So a lot of the numerals are applied, but as you can see, one of the quirks of vintage watches is that you may notice number 3 here, 7 and 10, they are a bit dirty and scuffed up, and that they are not dirty, that's because these numerals are applied, and the number 3, the top of the number 7 and 0 and 10, they fall off, and that's sad thing. But you can clearly see the 2 holes where this 0 has been pushed in, and I presume sometimes during the wear, this watch has a lot of years behind it, these numerals fell off, and it's just really sad because I don't really know where you can find the replacement numerals. And also the logo of Longines is applied, and second, the minute hands and the hour hands are a bit strange, and the second hand is also a bit too short for my liking, and I think this is the correct one. But the minute and hour hand are very strange, and I firstly thought that they were bent, but because you can see how they are angled towards up at the end. I don't know if you can see it, but they're clearly angled towards up. And in my life, I never seen something like this, because usually, sorry about the shaking, usually the minute and hour hands fall in the dome dial, and this is a slightly dome dial, but they are following the dome dial and they are bent downwards and not up. So I thought these are bent hands, or someone put them back on the wrong incorrectly. So what I did, I removed the hands and I expect them, and they are all good, they are all fine, all correct, and it's just the way it is. So there's nothing much you can do about it. It is what it is. So the crystal is a plastic crystal, and this case of Longines has been made United States, so it's a bit strange case as well. So there's something you can see. The case back is marked 14K L gold. So 14K, and in this L is in the square. I don't know if you can see this. 14K L gold. So I don't know what this L stands for. I know this case being made in the United States. In Europe though, you have to put purity behind, not just 14K, but you have to put purity of gold of content, and this is just 40K L. And I don't know what L stands for. I did a little bit of a research. Some guys had the same cases with the L, and they learned that it was gold filled. However, I took it to the jewelry store and I had the guy test it with the acids and stuff like that. In this case back, he said to me after the testing with the acid, it is solid gold. However, that's the only thing that's solid gold in this watch. So when you look at this watch and you take a look at this 14K L gold Longines watch, you may say this is a solid gold Longines watch, but however, this here part lugs and this ring around this is not solid gold. So I guess this is what they did with the export with the Wittnauer company, United States, because they wanted to cut costs on anything. But this is the first time I see something like this. So yeah, of course I failed to mention this is a manual wound watch, but you watching this video this far, you know enough about watches to know that this is a manual wound. It's powered with the Longines movement 370L, and I like the look of the movement. It's very nice finished, and in fact I'm gonna open it now to show you what's inside of this watch. You always want to be extra careful when you're doing this. So yeah, this is the movement of this watch, and it's absolutely gorgeous. I love it. And this watch and the movement have seen better days, but it is what it is. You cannot really choose. I bought this watch locally from a guy who offered to me, and I said sure, why not, I'm gonna do it. And it says here Longines watch codes with 17 jewels unadjusted and a serial number, and I did a bit of research, and these unadjusted movements they are on the European Longines 370. They are adjusted, but it was apparently cheaper to export than to the United States with like this unadjusted. So this is a 1966 caliber 370, and you can see it has a shut tone for the jewels, and it's a great looking watch and great looking movement. And the Longines made some really nice manual wound movements. Some of the other nice manual movements are like 23Z and 22L, and also they made manual wound versions of the high beat 28 beats per hour in the over 70s, and 30L, and they're really like, and some folks will argue they have a nicer moments than Omegas from the period. and I like the finishing. Omega did a little bit of a copper plating on their watches, but it is what it is. So what's unusual with this watch? Let me just show you the case back first quickly, but I'll show you the rest of it. Is that here you have a case back, and this is the part which got me all confused. So it says here Longines-Wittnauer watch company, New York, Geneva Montreal. So it's an export model for the North American market, so they made cases, and Longines provided movement under their license, of course. And it says here 40K, and this little something in the middle, L gold. So I don't know what this stands for, but if some of you know, you may tell me. And of course you have the serial numbers and these here marks of the servicing. So, and I was really confused. Was this watch called plated, called filled? What's up with this? So I took it to the watch to jewelry store, and they had tested this inside this case back, and they said this is a 14K gold, so the case back is gold. Of course this little moment holder is not golden, this is probably steel, and this is what's really quirky about this watch, the steel moment holder. And if you take a look at the watch, when you open the watch, you can completely remove it just like this. Isn't this crazy? And you can see the beauty of the dial like this. And it's really quirky watch, and one of the quirkiest watches I got in the last time, not counting some of the strange Russian watches. But yeah, so this is the moment holder, and normally you will see in new or vintage watches the moment spacer, moment holder down there in this case. But I guess they thought this was a really cool idea back in the days. I don't really think so, and I'm not really liking it. But yeah, you can see the closer look of the dial. But what's good about this one is that this allowed me to easy access to the dial, so I cleaned up all the specks of dust that were on the dial, really. So this part here, this is the krill crystal, and this here, you just put this over the top and you pressure fit against the watch. So it's really something special, and this is really quirky little vintage watch. And all vintage watches strange and quirky, but this one is definitely out there somewhere. So I'm not gonna do this on camera. You need to adjust it to the hose, align the hose, and pressure fit it. So I'm gonna pause the video right now and put it back together. Okay, that was very easy off the camera. So yeah, this is it. This is how you put it back, and really like it, except for the fallen off numerals and other thing. Now I'm gonna show you how it wears, but before that I want to give you a little rundown of the measurements and the specs. So this watch, I thought this watch was 35 mils, but it's not. This watch is, as you can see, very small, and with the crown, not even 35. So yeah, however, it looks like it's 35 millimeters, and when I put it on my wrist, it wears very nicely and comfortably, and you can definitely see the elegance. So this was pretty much normal size for a watch back in the days, and it wears very nice on my wrist. I had a little bit Omega of this size, and it didn't really work like this watch does, and I think this is because of the beautiful dome dial and everything else. And with the shirt, it's very variable. I've seen Calatravas, Patek Philippe Calatravas, modern ones and vintage ones of the same size, and I can tell you there's nothing wrong with this little watch here, except I cannot stand this numerals that fell off. Still, it's a nice peaceful collection, so maybe I will use it for trade, or I will keep it. So but anyways, that's it. Just was my little review or honorary lab on this vintage Longines watch, and hope you guys liked the video, hope you guys enjoyed it. So if you did, give me a thumbs up, and thank you for watching, and see you on the next one.